And I remember it was like 13 years ago. 13 years ago that we did a similar retreat, and one of the attendees of the retreat later, after like a few months, sent me an email saying that, Geshe-la, can we skip all these other steps? We can go directly. I said that it depends on you. I already said what is to be said before, and I personally have been doing this practice for many years, since like 1988, which means 37 years before many of you are not before you many of you are born, and before Mirror is born. Or maybe Angela, before you were born.
I was an adult.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that still I'm following all these steps. I'm following all these steps, and the benefit is there. So simply by knowing, the one difference between, generally speaking, except I would say, Christian theologians. So one talk about is the Asian theologians. Okay, let's say Asian philosophers and the Western philosophers. Okay, generally speaking, say Western philosophers, within that, there is some like the Christian philosophers are there. Christians who are Christian fathers, Christian priests, and also philosophers. What they learn, they practice. What they learn, they practice. But otherwise, generally speaking, it is like the physicists. Physicists, they've never meditated on what they have discovered. Einstein never meditated. I'm sure he'll never meditate on E equals MC square every day. No, he knows it, finish. So we have to know that this is a difference. Modern education, this is a problem. With the modern education, it goes with the trend of the first intellectual knowledge, and then more brilliant people will go for the what is known as the knowledge derived through reflection. So there are three kinds of knowledge. Three kinds of knowledge. In fact, yesterday somebody asked me a question, saying that I know what I learned in philosophy, but it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't really. I cannot apply this in my real life. This is what the person said, and so this is all because of the. Yes, I also heard somebody, a quite respected person. So that person also in a public talk, he said the same thing, that, I see, the people in the monastery university, some scholars who are so brilliant in this knowledge, but the mind remains so untamed. This is what he said. And I was quite sad, because that you are not telling individual person, you're talking to a person, to the public, with authority, and the public trusts you. And this is where you are not doing justice to the dharma, because it's given the impression as though, like, say, if you know the dharma, then you should be transformed. No, this is not expected. This is our over expectation. So the knowledge is of three kinds. Knowledge is of three kinds, and I remember I've one cousin, a lady cousin, and initially she was not too much into dharma. She was more like a secular person, of course, with the faith in dharma, but then not really too much into dharma. And then she would I still vividly remember that she would, talk badly about the other people. Look at this person into Dharma for so many years, still mind is so angry. And later on, gradually she became interested in Dharma. She started to learn Dharma. And also telling people, oh, I'm learning from my cousin, the Geshe Dorji Damdul. And then people would have the same expectation from her, that she should not be angry. And they saw her angry, and they were telling her, what's the point of you studying all these things? You know all these things and you are very angry. Exactly what she told others, now people are telling her. So this is where this over-expectation. So is our failure to understand the distinction among the three different levels of wisdom. Three different levels of wisdom are there. One, wisdom derived through learning. Wisdom derived through learning, number one. Wisdom derived through learning. Then number two, wisdom derived through reflection. Wisdom derived through reflection. Then number three, wisdom derived through meditation or practice. Okay, so there are three wisdoms, and what is the difference between or among these three wisdoms? Okay, let us just see if you agree with these, and you'll be fascinated. You'll be fascinated to see that, wow, this is amazing. These are the true wisdoms discovered and taught by the Buddha. Say, the first wisdom derived through learning is like, how many you the famous equation of Albert Einstein? Relativity theory famous equation of Albert Einstein, recent. How many you know that? E equals mc square. How many you know that represent? This is the equation. E equals mc square. You know that. I know that. But if somebody tells me, do you know what it means? Do you know what it means? Do you know how E actually equals mc squared? Do you know that? I don't know. In school, I don't remember whether I did the derivation, but the first time I heard this was when I was in school. I learned it, but I don't remember. Yes, I did so many derivations, and I was so crazy out of physics. I was so interested, crazy out of physics. But I don't remember having ever done the equation to derive E equals mc squared. But I know this equation. And this knowledge is purely borrowed knowledge, it's not my knowledge. Borrowed knowledge because I'm not convinced. I don't have the conviction in this. If somebody tells me how, tell me how E equals mc squared. I say, I don't know. But I know that this equation, which Einstein derived. So this knowledge, which is a borrowed knowledge, is known as wisdom derived through learning. The first wisdom derived through learning. Okay. So, for example, let's say that this is one thing that I oftentimes share during these classes. Wisdom derived through learning is when I was a little boy, age 5 or 6, my teacher taught maths, and she said that all the boys and girls, tomorrow you have to come with multiplication table of 3 by heart. And so nowadays the parents, the children, you ask the child, what is your homework for tomorrow? Who's there to ask us, what is your homework? Once the teacher said, ding, the school disperses, the children leaves, finish, we forget. And we just play in the dust, and the tomorrow morning come, as well like nothing happened yesterday. And the teacher asks, Dorji, stand up. Stand means I'll stand up. And then now recite. Multiplication 3, no idea. So 3 ones are, that's very easy. 3, very good. 3 twos are, no idea. So what he does, fingers behind. 3 ones are 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Very good. 3 threes are? I have no idea. Again, finger. 7, 8, 9. 9. Very good. Sit down. Okay. Now tell me, did this little boy get the correct answers? Yes. But do you think that this little boy knows how 3 into 3 equals 9? He had no idea. You get what is mean? What is mean by that? He had no idea. This is simply a borrowed knowledge, a copied knowledge. And today we may call it plagiarism. It is a copied knowledge. It is not this little boy's knowledge. This is just a copied knowledge. This copied knowledge is known as pure intellectual knowledge without any experience, without conviction, confidence. This is known as wisdom derived through learning. You learn, that's it. You're not convinced. That is it, wisdom derived through learning. What is next? Wisdom derived through reflection, number 2. Wisdom derived through reflection. Whatever you learned, but it doesn't mean that wisdom derived through learning is useless. No, this is so precious. So precious. Only if you're able to say E equals mc square, E equals mc square, then you will go to learn how to derive that E equals mc square. So then gradually you get convinced, oh, that's very true. This is how E equals mc square. You get the conviction. So the moment this knowledge that you have, knowledge derived through learning, you keep contemplating on this, keep contemplating on this. And the good thing is that your mind, the true nature of mind is Buddha nature. The true nature of mind is Buddha nature. As such, if your mind goes into analysis, the mind tends to discover the reality more and more profoundly. This is the good thing. This is good news. The mind tends to discover the reality more and more, the more you analyze. So with this analysis, then you come to get a conviction that E truly equals mc square. You're convinced of this. The moment you're convinced, fully convinced, unshakable conviction, at that point, the wisdom has upgraded from the wisdom derived through learning to the wisdom derived through reflection. It becomes your knowledge now. It is not your knowledge. Now it is no more the borrowed knowledge. For example, say the many physicists today, many physicists who are really brilliant physicists, like, for example, today, Professor Roger Penrose or Professor Anton Zelenka, they are Nobel laureates in physics. And Professor Anton Zelenka, I know him pretty well. And now he must be in his 80s. Yes, minimum 80s, if not mid 80s or late 80s. So the Professor Anton Zelenka, way before he became the Nobel laureate, so he was there to make a presentation for His Holiness the conference on Mind Life Conference in Dharamsala in His Holiness's residence, and so somehow during at the end of the conference, His Holiness leaves, and then people can ask questions to each other, and they ask questions on quantum mechanics, and after everything finished, then he came straight to me. I said, you seem to have interesting questions on quantum mechanics. If you have, ask me, because he is a genius in quantum mechanics. He's one of the greatest minds on quantum physics in the world. And I said that. He was really relaxed. I said, no, we have to get out of this place. This is security. This is for security reasons. We cannot stay for too long. We have to get out. Come to my room. I invited him to my room. And then on the way, he went, Lord, I asked him many questions on quantum mechanics. And then I brought him to my room. I served him tea. And then after about 20 years, not 20, I think about 16, 17 years, 2022, suddenly a newspaper came, Anton Zeilinger, Nobel laureate in physics. I was literally so happy that there's somebody who I know, brilliant physics, he became a Nobel laureate. Okay, so these people, they were born how many years later? Almost 50, 60, 70 years after Albert Einstein. And then the Einstein already said it to equal MC square. And these people, they learned it first, and then gradually they put this into derivation, they derived it, and now they're convinced. Now it is their knowledge, it is their own knowledge, it's not a borrowed knowledge. For me, it's still a borrowed knowledge. For him, this is his own knowledge, not a borrowed knowledge. The moment the borrowed knowledge becomes your knowledge, you own the knowledge, which means that you're convinced. Then this is the wisdom derived through reflection. Okay, this is so important. So one time, it's very interesting. It was in Guwahati, Assam, where Didi is from. And, hey, Dr. Manar is there. Okay, so even me, without telling the name, she will understand who I'm referring to. There was a little boy, it's the son of my host. In fact, they are the host. She's one of the co-members of that group. And the son of that host, he was very small, just about 6 years. And I brought some almonds, and I gave him some almonds, and he enjoyed almonds. He said, I love almonds. And I said, have more. Then he was picking up, he was just 6 years old, picked up one almond and said that, look, inside is white. And I want to check which wisdom he has. Which are the 3 kinds of wisdom that he has. Inside is white. And I said, no, it can't be. Look at this, it's brown now. It's brown. He said, no. Outside is brown, inside is white. I said, no, it can't be true. It must be brown inside. Then he broke it and showed me, look, this is white. Then I pretended as though like, I'm amazed. Wow, that's amazing. You did not look at it and you just broke it and it's white. How do you know it? Who told you? He said, nobody told me. He said, I know it myself. Well, I know it on my own. I know it. He doesn't want to give the credit to anybody. He wants to take the credit himself. It's my knowledge. So that is your knowledge, not somebody else's knowledge. The conviction. Look at this boy's conviction. So that conviction, that knowledge is known as knowledge derived through reflection. Okay. Now what's the third? Knowledge derived through meditation. Okay. So tell me, finally, there are so many kinds of knowledge. How to make a good bread, how to sing nicely, and how to chant properly like Chelsea. This morning, how she chanted, I was amazed. Just so precise. So, and how to paint properly, how to build properly, how to talk properly. There are so many kinds of wisdom. These are all the wisdoms. So one wisdom, to know, cognitively to know that things are empty of objective reality. That is a wisdom which is so precious. Some wisdom, they help you to remove your immediate hunger. Some wisdom, they help you to remove the immediate tension between the family members, between the colleagues at the workplace, and so forth. And some wisdom, they can stop the tears of samsara. So, what attracts the tears? Self-grasping ignorance, and then complemented by self-centered attitude and given rise to the inappropriate tension and afflictions like attachment, anger, jealousy, and so forth, these emotions, and then fear, and these then they give rise to the tears. Okay. So these tears are because of these emotions. And these emotions, we have to counteract these emotions. We have to counteract these emotions. And how are these emotions? What are these emotions? What is the nature of these emotions? Which is that these emotions, number one, do you agree with me? Okay, let's say somebody tells you in public, you stupid. You stupid. You went to the road and showed vodka. What's the use? It's so stupid. You're so young. Young people, enjoy your life. What is root institute? Enjoy your life, So you can do these when you grow old. When you grow old like Geshe Damdul. then you can do these things. At the moment, enjoy your life. But it's so boring, right? Okay, then you stupid. And then not just enjoy your life, you stupid in public. What do you feel, Maya? Okay, let me meditate, not anger. Or ask, Carl, should I become angry? Should I become angry? Right? And Carl will say no. Right? If you ask somebody else, of course, he said it, he's totally baseless, he's bullying you. You should have anger. And then let me meditate anger. Is this how anger arises? Or how does anger arise? Alexandra, how does anger arise? Huh? Okay, Cyrus.
Instantly.
Instantly, yes, Alexandra? You agree? You agree? Okay, instantly, right? And then if somebody says, you stupid, I don't know Maya's reaction. If somebody says, you stupid, you stupid, mind your business, right? Shut up. Okay, this is a reaction. We don't have to ask for counsel from somebody, should I become angry or not angry? It's so spontaneous. You agree? Very spontaneous and high quality. So this is anger and the attachment. Cheesecake comes, it is like the dog and the meat. This is what happens with cheesecake. You're getting it? So this is emotion so fast. Number one, so fast. And number two, so intense and high quality. So this is what we have to counteract. These emotions bring the tears in life. And then a dog about to meet with the meat, like this. Somebody snatch the meat, what happens? Then the dog will growl. Right? Anger arises. You're gonna get jealousy, anger, all this arise. High quality, intense, spontaneous. Wow, if this is wisdom emptiness, Gadde so fast. If this is how the wisdom emptiness arises, high quality, intense, so firm, Gadde is very fast. Then we don't have to really suffer like this anymore. So this is the this is to be stopped. This is to be stopped. And what is the wisdom? So what will stop this? The wisdom will stop this. And what's the wisdom? The wisdom, I'll tell you. The wisdom has to first wake up at 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, your mobile rings. And put a snooze. Or 10 minutes. Okay, it's 5:45. Still, I have another 45 minutes. 10 minutes. Let me stay for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Again, it rings. Again, next snooze. And then finally, 5:40. Oh no, they got Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Okay. No, just 5 minutes, right? And then you listen, do you hear the Buddham Sharanam? Do you still do that or still have time? Okay, still have time. Another 5 minutes, right? Okay, then, okay, let me do tomorrow. So this wisdom. This is wisdom. You're getting it? So, wisdom is not coming out from the bed. This is wisdom. Whereas the anger and these things, they're so fast. High quality is so fast. So it's like a robbery is happening and you call the police and the robbery happened, robbed everything and left. After then, 10 hours, you get a call saying the now police on the way. You're getting, okay, I didn't mean the police. Some police people, they are amazing. They sacrifice their life. Sacrifice their life is not that easy. They have to sacrifice their life. Anybody can kill them anytime. This is reality. But Think like this. This is now, don't relate this to the outside world. Outside world, we see this and apply this to your own emotions. You're getting it? We all have the Buddha. The good thing is that we all have the Buddha nature. This is the best thing. Because of this, finally, we have like a huge bank deposit where we should be very confident of the Buddha nature within me. So that will help us. So with this, now what should we do? For example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, you wouldn't believe. I am saying this, seeing is believing. His, a huge public gathering, like thousands of people there, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 in a stadium. His Holiness would just look at like this, scan like this, in just like 10, 20 seconds. Almost he just saw each and every one. This is training. Amazing. And every movement of His Holiness, there's a reason. For us, everything is very, what is that? The purely accidental, whatever. You don't know why you're moving your hand like this. You don't know. For every movement, there's a reason. This is the training. Amazing. So we also have the Buddha nature. We can also train to become one like that. We can. So the point is our mind, which decides that you have such control of your mind because of the mental consciousness itself, the training the mental consciousness. So this mind, how does our mind behave? Mind behave in a very indulgent way, in a very pampered way, in a very spoiled way. For example, say how many of us closer to the exam during school days or college days, close to the exam, you set your own timetable, very rigid timetable. Early morning, 5 o'clock I get up, or 6 o'clock I get up, and then straight away to the books, 2 hours, then the 15 minutes shower, brushing the teeth, tea time. 15 minutes too long. 10 is good. 10 minutes. Then the breakfast. 10 minutes good enough. And then study another 3 hours. And then short break. Tea or 5 minutes good enough. You make a very rigid timetable, and this timetable works only for one day. Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay. This is why we don't understand our own mind. We don't understand the mind. And we think that we can do anything. And what we do is greatly determined by the discipline of our mind. Our mind does not have that capacity. Why not capacity? Because it is an element of laziness. Why the laziness? Is it because you are lazy? This is not the point. This is where you have to study the psychology, Buddhist psychology. So usually I don't like to use the word Buddhist psychology, but then I have to use it. Otherwise, when I say the psychology, people think the Freudian psychology or the Jungian psychology, they think like this. No, this is not the psychology that I'm talking about. Psychology that I'm talking about is the empirical psychology, which you and I can understand, which can feel, which can really, if you think carefully, we'll see many things in our own mind. This is empirical psychology. This is not like you have to wait, the dream, subconscious. It's not that they're wrong. They're said by the brilliant people. Sigmund Freud, just believe it or not, brilliant, a genius. Jung, Carl Jung, genius. And what they said, ordinary people have to follow them blindly. Otherwise, empirically, there's no explanation. Subconscious and so forth. How do you know that? But they are genius. Whereas the psychology that I'm talking about is empirical psychology. Every Dick and Tom, what is that? Tom, Dick and Harry. Every Tom, Dick and Harry can understand that. You apply this, you just observe your mind, you have not to observe. So therefore you're not seeing this. The moment you start observing, you will see that in you. You start seeing that in you. So this is something so So then you will see that, oh, it's not mind laziness, it's how the mind works. And when dependent on origination, but dependence on these factors, the mind will behave like a lazy. Depending on those factors, mind will behave very differently, like His Holiness's mind. So alert, fresh all the time. So this is how the mind works. So if you get time, we will touch on that part also a little bit. Okay, so with this what I'm saying is that finally this wisdom is the only answer, even if the wisdom gets up only with a snooze, series of snooze, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is the only answer. Even though your mind is not really happily going with the wisdom, it doesn't matter. This is the answer. Finally, this is the answer. The more we feel how self-centered attitude, self-grasping, ignorance, these two are torturing us, the more we feel the value of this wisdom. It's so precious. Now, the reality is that even though you get just some glimpse of this wisdom is so slow, it's not fast. And then if you have to really begin meditate on the emptiness, believe it or not, in 2 minutes you'll feel tired. In 2 minutes, you'll feel exhaustion. Even maybe for like 10, 15 minutes, effectively, instantly you feel your tummy empty. You feel hungry. So much energy consumed with this, because we never thought of these sophisticated topics. For think of the sophisticated topics in an effective way, so much energy consumed. So you'll feel lethargy, you'll feel haziness, you'll feel physically you feel hungry very quickly because so much energy consumed. Now, whatever is the case, this wisdom is the only liberating factor. And for this, don't just believe in this. First, try to get this experience. Get a glimpse of this experience. It will take time to get the real experience, to get a glimpse of the experience. Once you get a glimpse of the experience, then you will be the best judge. You will realize that this is the only liberating factor. All others, whatever, as long as this is missing, somebody is staying this level, that level, that level, this level, the real liberation is not there. Okay, so this is how we should go. Now this wisdom emptiness, how it liberates us is by counteracting the factors which brings tears. And what are these counter factors? These are the afflictive emotions. And the afflictive emotions, look at them. They're so intense. They're so fast. And so alert. And extremely fast. So the wisdom should also you should also develop the wisdom so fast, so intense and strong. How to make it? This next question. So, when the wisdom becomes so fast, intense and strong, that wisdom, how to make it? Anyone? For example, say, if you're learning, say, okay, the French, raise hands. 1, 2, 3, French, 3. Okay, those who speak French, raise hands, fluent French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's say those who learned French, sense those who learn French, they are not your native, but learn French, sense. Okay, those who learned English, like myself, sense. Those who learned English, not as a natural spoken. Manavijan, this is your native, no? You learned it later. Okay, so you learned it. And now, how come that you speak so fluently? How come that you speak so naturally? Anyone?
Exercising, training.
Through constant practice, constant practice, constant practice, constant practice. You agree? Okay. So now this wisdom that you got, although it is slow, initially the language is, whatever language, new language that you learn, is a little slow. You agree? You have to think. You have to think which word to use, which article to use, how to conclude the sentence, how to begin the sentence. You have to think. Later on, you don't have to think. You agree? It becomes so natural and fast. How did it happen? Because of constant practice. So likewise, this wisdom of emptiness, through constant practice, and of course we have to know, don't feel complacent that this wisdom, the topic is so subtle. That it's not like 2 plus 3 equals 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5 it's a very gross. You understand it? And how you understand it, how I understand it, how all of us understand it, there's no difference. But as the topic becomes subtler, how quantum mechanics, how relativity theory is understood by somebody young boy or girl in a college versus how Albert Einstein understands is very different. One is very subtle, very profound, and the other one is very shallow. So there's difference there. With respect to 2 plus 3 equals 5, there's no difference. How I understand, how you understand, how Albert Einstein understands, there's no difference. So with this, the subtler the object, then the difference comes into being, difference in the knowledge. So you have to, how to make this deeper and deeper understanding, you have to study more, contemplate more, and if possible, try to keep discussing with others who already they study this for long, who already is really expert. Try to meet with those, interact more, and then your knowledge will become deeper. Okay, so with this, now whatever knowledge you gain, to make it fast and intense, you have to keep practicing this. So repeated practice is known as meditation. This is known as wisdom derived through meditation. Number 3. So number 3, then it makes the wisdom. I say you practice it repeatedly, then it becomes very spontaneous and intense. And this will counteract, and this will bring about a transformation in your emotions. The first will give you information. First wisdom will give you information. Second wisdom will give you the conviction, the confidence that this is true. And the third wisdom will transform your emotions. Third wisdom. Only the third wisdom will transform. So therefore, in order to have the third wisdom, we need to have the second wisdom preceded. In order to have the second wisdom, we need to have the first wisdom. Without the first wisdom and the second wisdom, it's impossible to go for the third. So, whereas if you want to do just by kind of sitting meditation, breathing meditation, that's easy. Sitting meditation, breathing meditation, as long as you have some discipline. As long as some discipline and create the conducive errors, conducive environment, that's good enough. You don't require too much of studies, contemplation, and you don't require that. Just to have a breathing meditation exercise is fine. You can do that. But for the emptiness, you need, say, the extensive studies, contemplation, meditation, support from the other learned people, experienced people, these things are required. And then you have to really put effort in your constant practice. With this, then the transformation happens. Then if that happens and still you are an angry person, this is impossible. You're getting it? Somebody who reaches the level of the third wisdom through meditation with respect to emptiness, and still that person is very short-tempered, this is not possible. You're getting it? Okay, this is not possible. Okay, so having said this, yesterday we were talking about what? Special recollection of the kindness of others. Okay, special recollection of kindness. Now, what is important is that all these steps. So why I went through all the 3 levels of the wisdom is for the reason that this lady called me and said that I know these steps, can I jump to the last step? So I said that all these many years I've been following these steps. The last 30-something years I've been following these steps and I don't jump. And for you, after 10 days you are tired and jump, up to you, right? But this is not how it works. It's about, do you want just the count? I did this meditation this time, it's just the count, or you want a transformation. If you want the transformation, you have to follow steps. If you don't want the transformation, just to tell people, oh, I meditated for this number of hours and so forth, then you can jump, so that the number will be quicker, faster. So whereas if it's for the purpose of transformation, then I meditate this number of hours. No, these are all to boost your ego. It'll not help. It'll not help. It'll boost your ego. I'm meditator, I'm somebody, I'm a yogi. You know, this is boosting self-ego. Keep it very low profile. And then the say outsiders may think that you're just a simple person. And the real practitioners, they will see something different in you. And then you see the prospect of somebody who can be inspired by you. Then you can reveal something, gradually reveal to inspire others. For example, like we have Manla Vijayla, two of them, inspiring the young people in Singapore. College students, university students. This is so precious. Inspire others. Hey, be Buddhist. No, this is why do Buddhist? This is not necessary. What is important? Person should be compassionate. Person should know how to treat one's parents. Your compassionate parents. So some complicated parents can be there, but someone who loves you so much, to respect that parents and to create harmony in your family. Be the person to create harmony. Don't expect somebody to create harmony on you. Be the person to teach how to take the responsibility to create harmony in the family, and to create harmony in your community, in your workplace, and so forth. And be a happy person. At the end of the day, teaching the young people and others how to be happy. It's not about Buddhism. It's about your happiness, your well-being. This is so important, and this is what, so where you get the chance to do these things, and don't think, now if I talk like this, again, I am, so like I'm pretending that I know a lot, no, I have to keep it confidential. No, this is not, again, this is extreme. One extreme is that you don't know anything and you say, I'm a yogi. This is one extreme. I studied with this teacher, that teacher, all the big names come. And what you actually know, what you actually learn, there's nothing. You can't even say how the non-composite space, non-composite, you don't know that. And you talk about all these teachings, or this, all the big names come. This is all just boosting ego. This is taking us deeper into samsara. It doesn't work. So this is one extreme. Other extreme is that, no, I have to keep it confidential, and then you just don't share anything what you know with others. This is also one extreme. Just share, not to evangelize, but to change the person from unhappy person to a happy person, from insensible person to a sensible person, and somebody who can really take responsibility in the community. Just inspire them. So this is what exactly two of them are doing. So likewise, I expect all of us in our own capacity, but skillfully. Skillfulness, this is the key word. Okay, what is mind? If the earlier steps, they are so good, you succeed in the earlier steps, then when you come to the special recollection of the kindness of others, it becomes extremely powerful. Whereas if the earlier steps are the loose, then the later steps will have no. For example, the early steps, the foundation is very loose, then no matter how strong you build the house will just be very shaky with the wind or the earthquake. Okay, so the early steps, they're very important. We cannot just jump directly to step number 4 and 5. Early steps are very important. Okay, with this mind, then the special recollection of the kindness of others. So, now how many of you agree with me that for this Bodhicitta practice, one of the key factors is to feel this affection to all the beings. If you don't feel this affection, then you cannot say, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. It's just totally baseless. So the ground is that I should feel this tremendous affection to all the beings. Raise hands. This is the foundation. Whether it's possible, not possible, that's a different story. At least without this foundation, then this prayer becomes so shallow, so hollow. You're getting, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings? That becomes very hollow. So the foundation is that you should feel the affection to all the beings first. All the beings. Whether it's possible, not possible, that's the second story. The first part is that if you are to join Bodhicitta, the ground is that you should feel this affection to all the beings. Okay, so with this, now how to do that? One should be convinced. If you're not convinced, again, whatever you do is just mimicking, is copying somebody, and then copying somebody, there's nothing wrong in it. But then the growth is going to be very slow. So conviction will make you grow so fast. So how to gain conviction? Bodhicitta, affection and compassion, loving kindness, so forth. So there to gain conviction is you can do it pretty easily without much extensive studies. With extensive studies, very helpful. But even without that, you can still do that. With the wisdom and emptiness, you cannot copy. It must be studied. Okay, so just tell me, in this world, where do you see this feeling of closeness, feeling of affection, so beautiful feeling of affection, and that too in the most excessive way? Where do you find this affection? You have seen this affection in the world. You have experienced that. You see others also feeling this affection. Affection, very close, genuine, and extremely beautiful, and that too excessively, in great excess, easily seen. Can you give me some examples? Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Chanjula. Mother and child. Mothers, the affection between mother and child. Shobit.
Dogs and dogs.
Dogs and
Dogs and
the owners. Yes, this is also another thing. Yes, the dogs and the owners and the mother and child. Anyone else? Yes.
just born now, mother and child. Just born.
Okay, the newborn. Newborn, let's say the mother's towards the child or child towards the mother?
Mother's food.
Mother's towards the child. This is also easily accessible. Very good. And then daughter Mona Lisa.
Adopted animals also, when they give birth. Suppose a dog which has given birth to her pups, which is very protective of them.
Yes, very good. Okay. Yes, Doris.
Some teachers can
Something which is easily accessible. This is my word. Easily accessible. You can see it easily around. Common. Is it common? The teachers? Some teachers are there, I understand. Some teachers are there, extremely kind. For example, I remember in my school days, some teachers who left impact in my life. I'm was this little boy, age 5, 6. That impact still I can feel that. For example, was it last year? I think last year. My teacher, a lady teacher, who was my teacher when I was age 5. And believe it or not, I'm already old now. Still, she is my teacher. In my mind, she still is my teacher. So there's a special feeling of respect that I feel to her. And I don't know after how many years, almost like after 50 years, but then the not meeting, after I think maybe like 25, 30 years. Oh no. Before that, met her once. But once in 10, 15 years, I met her. And then I was going to, okay, how many of you World Buddhist Center? World Buddhist Center in yes, of course. Shalini, she was, connected with emptiness concept because of World Buddhist Center. Okay, and then Amitji, anyone else who knows World Buddhist Center? Two of them stayed there. Kendra stayed there recently, and Joshua Chanchula, no? Oh, no, okay. Still to come. Okay, so World Buddhist Center is a beautiful place. It's like I'm advertising it. I'm advertising this guest house. Okay, World Buddhist Center, there was one in charge. The main in charge is a monk from Ladakh, and we are very, very close friends. And there was another teacher, monk, who must be in 70s. And then I told my friend, and I know him, he must be in mid-60s. So I sent a message to him that he's always insisting that I come, Geshe-la, come to, come, always insisting for lunch and so forth. And that time I said, I'm coming, and I will also bring my teacher. Okay. So Geshe Dorji Damdul is coming, and he's with his teacher. Then my friend, he's understanding, and these things is amazing. He can understand. And the other senior, the monk, and we must have seen each other once in a while, but he heard from my friend that Geshe Dorji Damdul is coming with his teacher. So Geshe Dorji is already in his 50s, and his teacher must be in his 70s or 80s, and highly respected monk. And then the car stopped, and they were waiting with the scarf, and expecting my teacher as a very senior monk. A lady came out. And I said, "This is my teacher." And both of them were a little shocked. And I don't know how she maintained. She maintained so nicely that she and me look so same age. Of course, there must be gap of 15 years gap minimum. 15 years gap. But she maintained so well that two of us look like same age. I mean, she's younger. Okay. So, why is that it? Okay, affection. The teachers' affection. This is extremely obvious. Little boy and my teacher, so kind. I had many teachers in the school. Many teachers of these. She's one of them who left a deep impact in my mind. Okay, this is possible. And okay, now overall speaking, we see that the teacher's affection to you, the mother's affection to the child, and for example, the mother dog, the animals, the mother animals, how they take care of the children, and so forth, versus the child's affection to the mother too. So now we check. Finally, I'm talking about these things for us to learn from them. To learn from them, a mother who feels a child, the moment child is born, the mother's affection to the child is just unparalleled, no comparison. So can we mimic that? It may be a little difficult. But just see. Finally, we have to learn from somebody. We have to learn this universal compassion to all the beings. How to learn this? Watching, observing these things. Then we see that, as Chanjula said, that the mutuality of affection between the mother towards the child and child towards the mother. So this child, how many of you by the age like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you see the prospect of your mother leaving you for like few hours or 1 day, 2 days, and so forth, and then you will be left with your dad, or with your aunt, grandparents, so forth, and then you cannot stop bursting, exploding into tears. Presents? How many of that experience? Oh, we all had that experience. Very good. Okay, so you had that experience. Yes. What was that pain like? Beautiful? Beautiful pain or acute pain?
I don't remember whether it's painful, but I just know that it's a clinging to the mom.
Clinging, yes.
I just wanted to be back.
And then there's a fear that she will leave you. that she's going away. You're going to be separated from her.
Yeah.
So therefore you cling.
You don't know whether they're coming back. Like, is it 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yes. So the point is that you cannot be, now you can articulate it. Those days you cannot articulate it, but the clinging is there. But now you can articulate it that you don't want that separation to happen. And think of the separation, it pains you. You cried? Yes. cried means you start to feel the pain. It was the pain you cried, not out of joy. Or maybe joyful to see mother's leaving, and you can do anything. Okay, I'm joking. So here the point is that the cry, the pure, is the tears of pain. Okay, now look. The point is that just see which of the two affection is something that you can copy more easily. Mother's affection to the child or the child's affection to the mother. Let's say that just see to the similarity between your situation and the mother's situation, between your situation and the child's situation. Look at the similarity. So I'm going to remind you some of the similarities. One is that this child, day one the child is born. Day one the child is born. Do you think that the child feels enormous affection to the mother? Yes, no. No, raise hands. Yeah, it's obvious. No. Anybody can pick up the child. Anybody can pick up the child. And also the child's brain is not developed as much. But the familiarity, little bit of familiarity in what the child is outside and what the child is in the mother's womb, the last stage, is much more the same. So where you can hear the sound of the mother's voice, familiarity is there, but affection, that is not there. And people, they say that, oh, that's not true. Even child in the mother's womb, they could feel it. This is, say, when a dog bites human beings, this is not when a dog bites a man, this is not a news. When a man bites a dog, this is news. You're getting it? Which means so rare. So what I'm talking about is the access. I'm talking hey, don't bite a dog. Right? So thinking, oh, that becomes a news. Don't create a news. Tenzin Digi. Don't create news. Right? Okay. So what I'm saying is that the child, at that point, the child does not have any affection to the mother. So we don't, how many of you love all the sentient beings? Raise hands now. Okay, if you don't, okay, how many don't love all the sentient beings? Let's be very honest. So we are like the mother or we are like the child? Day one the child is born, or the mother, the day one the child is born, the mother, day one the child is born, the mother, day one the child is born, as a child, you look more like child, day one the child is born. You're getting it? So that way we are similar. And now the next question is, how this child who did not have any affection to the mother, day one the child is born, now within a span of 4, 5, 6 years time. So in what age were you at that point when you were clinging to the mother, crying? 5, 6, let's say, within a span of age 6, let's say, 6 years time, you developed intense affection to this mother. Now the question is, how did this child develop this love within a span of 4, 5, 6 years time? Anyone? Just raise hands. How come that from zero affection, it just developed so intense affection towards a mother? Anyone? Raise hands. Okay, yes. Laksharaj.
For many years, for 4, 5 years, the child was constantly in the affection. She was facing the affection of mother constantly. So eventually.
So you are saying that the child is constantly in the atmosphere of the mother's affection, mother's love. How does the child feel that? How? How does the child know that this is the mother's love or this is mother's affection? Okay, what you're saying is correct, and listen to others, then you will see that, okay, this is what I should have said. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Chelsea. Tenzin Yangchen.
The child sees that he derives so much benefit from the mother. When she wants food, the mother provides food, warmth, love. So you can see that the mother is such a source of constant benefit.
How many agree with Chelsea Tenzin Yangchen? Says that mother is a source of, child sees the mother as a source of benefit. When I'm hungry, mother comes. I've s- I've seen some. You say something interesting. Just a clip. I saw that. Very interesting clip. How the father treats the children and how the mother treats the child. The mother asked the father, meaning the wife asked the husband to do kitchen work, which means he has to peel off the cabbage. So what he did, the wife left. And what he did is in the, what is that, child's cradle? In the cradle, he put a big polythene paper and put the two small kids there and to the cabbage, cut into two halves and give them two. To give them, to taught them how to break it, and he was enjoying the book. This is what, okay. Okay, so when the child is hungry, the mother comes. When the child is cold, the mother comes. So whenever there is some problem there, the mother comes. So the child sees the mother as a source of benefit, and we have to survive based on the benefit. So your mind has a tendency to go towards the benefit. You agree? Let me repeat it. Your mind has a tendency to go towards the benefit, which means your mind has a tendency to go close to the benefit, close to the source of benefit. So this is the English expression. I feel close to my mother. You're getting it? Your mind go close to the source of benefit. This is what you call as I feel close to my mom. Okay, so this is the this is how the mind works, where mind will go closer towards the benefit. And then the more vulnerable you are, more vulnerable you are, more vulnerable you are, more dependent you are on a source of benefit. And if there's a source which gives you freely, with no reservation or anything, no business transaction, then you feel that this very easy access to the benefit, you feel so close, so close. This is how the child develops intense affection to the mother within a span of 3, 4, 5, 6 years. How many agree with this? Raise hands. Okay. So the years ago, I used to go to South India to give a series of teachings to one center, and there was one. I'm the director of one institute, and he used to come to see me every time I was in South India, and he with his little daughter who must be age 4 or 5. And every time I go there, I know that he's going to bring his daughter, so I always carry some chocolates. In this little girl's eyes, a chocolate is coming. Whenever I come, in this little girl's eyes, there's a chocolate coming, right? So he's the source of chocolate for her. And yet she has a strange personality. And I think many of you also share the same trait. She has a strange personality. She wants a chocolate, but she doesn't want to give the credit that I'm begging for the chocolate. She doesn't want to give this impression. So what she does is that that after class is over, then the father would come to see me. And this girl knows that the chocolate man is here. And what she does is that if I give her special attention to her and call her, she'll not come. Because she doesn't make the impression that everybody sees her as begging for chocolate. So what she does is that I have to ignore. If I don't ignore, she will never come. I have to ignore her. Then she will play around, go here, go there, go here, go there, closer, closer, closer. You getting it? So it's not like it's accidental happening. And I know what she's doing. I know what she's doing, and I have to pretend as though like I'm not noticing her, right? And I'm not noticing her, and that others should also not feel that. Then she's coming. They come closer, 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 and finally she comes close to me. Then I say, "Oh, you are here." I have to pretend like this, and then she gets a feeling that Geshe-la now accidentally met, not that she came. Oh, you're here. Oh, can I give you some chocolates? I have to give it instantly. And she'll take it and she'll leave. So, so why she is coming closer, closer to me? Because she sees me as a chocolate person. Source of the joy. Chocolate is a joy and source of joy. So this is how our mind works. Our mind is close to source of benefit. So this is how this little child develops this intense love and affection within a span of 4, 5, 6, 10 years. Now, some of us may not have this experience. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, for the small children, more than the cognitive is the affective, emotional, the things. Whereas as you grow up, more than the affective should be your cognitive. If it always remains the purely affective, it can become impulsive. Whereas cognitively driven affective mind will be very stable. But of course the cognitive should be, but the validly cognitive should not be wrongly driven cognitive, the driving force. It should be a valid cognitive thought processes driving your affective minds. So now we have the maturation of the cognitive thinking. Use that to learn how to let your mind, the affective mind, move towards all the beings. So, if this is how the child develops intense love with the mother within a span of 3, 4, 5 years' time, purely by seeing the mother as a source of benefit, then we can also mimic the same affection. We also mimic it. We can also imitate this child's affection. If we can see that all the beings are extremely great source of benefit for us, if we can see that all beings are source of benefit for us, our mind will flow so strongly to these benefits. So, is it possible to think of the benefits that we get from all the beings? So this is where many people say, no way, it's not possible. It's not possible. Because different people, they don't give benefit, they steal our benefit. Does not give us benefit, they still the benefit. So this is what many people think like this. Therefore, Bodhisattva Shantideva advises that we should keep this practice low profile. Why low profile? Because if you disclose it too much, people who are not matured will feel angry towards this teaching. If they feel angry towards these teachings, the mind base keeps distance, which will push these teachings away, and that they will never embrace this teaching. Very unlikely they will embrace these teachings even in future lifetimes. So therefore, to protect them from not feeling aversion to this teaching, you have to give this practice low profile. So I did mention this not yesterday, day before yesterday, I think, that let's say, for example, you're doing something, say you are challenging somebody. You are challenging somebody, and if you quote, challenging means the person is not happy with you. If you quote the Buddha said it, His Holiness said it, then the person will develop anger towards the Buddha and His Holiness also. Because what you are saying is now he's angry towards you. He's angry towards you. And anybody who bring as your support, the person will likewise become angry towards that person. For example, if the person is angry generally, this is the immature people. This world of immaturity. Immature people, how they behave is that if somebody is angry towards, let's say, Miral, if somebody is angry towards Miral, then the person knows that this person connected with middle, that person will develop anger towards all these people who are connected with middle, who are friends of middle. The person will have hatred. You're getting it? This is how the ordinary people's mind work, and most likely each one of us, we have that tendency. You're getting it? So the first thing, before we act on others, we have to see if it is true with ourselves. We may not have that experience. It doesn't mean that we don't have the imprint, we have the imprint. So we have to first dismantle that. Even though you have you don't go along with middle, still you have to learn how to segregate the middle and the people associated with middle. People associated with middle, some of them can be extremely good. And then our immaturity, tendency to gel the two and also feel averse to the good person who's attached to middle. So we should be able to make distinction. Okay, middle, I have a personal issue, but then that person, there's no reason why I should be angry to his father, to his mother. They're so good. To his brother, to his sister, they're so good. You should be able to have this. Anybody who has this mindset, they're very evolved practitioners. These are the true the practitioners. And generally speaking, when you come to know that, say, you are very closely associated with middle, and middle has an issue with person A, and when you feel person A, you also feel uncomfortable with person A, because you have a feeling that person A may also dislike you. This is all what we have. This is what thinking. And actually it happens. Oftentimes it happens. Because the person A has a discomfort with middle, when you meet person A, person likewise show discomfort with you. You getting it? And we also have this tendency. You say, okay, person A, knowing the person A and middle has a problem, and the middle and you have a very close association, now this person will also dislike me. So therefore, we should be extremely careful. So this teaching, Bodhisattva very clearly, explicitly said to keep it confidential from people who are immature. You're getting it? In their thinking. Okay, so with this mind, the next is, because this is something we never thought of. We never thought about the benefit that we get from the difficult people. We never thought of that. So now, what kind of benefit we get from the difficult people? That's the next question. What kind of benefit that we get from all the beings? Oh, you're from near and dear ones is fine. From near and dear ones is fine. But what about the difficult people and the neutral beings? What kind of benefit I get? I don't get any benefit from them. This is our natural thinking. So, for this, we need to maintain an open mind. Open mind meaning that ready to learn. You may not accept. Don't quickly accept. Don't quickly reject. But learn it and then see if it makes sense. If it does make sense, adopt it. If it doesn't make sense, if you're 100% sure that it doesn't make sense, discard it. As simple as that. So, now we see that all the beings, first forget about the benefit, even all the beings, I don't know who all the beings are. How can I think of the benefit that I'm getting for all the beings? So that is the wise way of knowing all these things step by step. This is the beauty and the power of the study of Nalanda legacies led by the great Nalanda masters. So all the things you can think of, don't worry, I don't know any person in this country, that kind of artist circle, the Antarctica circle, I know anybody here. There must be so many penguins, I don't know each one of them. Who these penguins are, I have no idea. Right? There must be some expeditions going to Arctic circle right now, I don't know who they are. Right? How do we know all the beings? Don't worry. So just maintain an open mind and listen. If it doesn't make sense, discard it. Just listen first. Okay. Often some people, what they do is that, coming with the open mind, I have to listen to everybody. And listen to A. Person A says, what the person A says, 100% you know that is garbage. And you be to listen to person B. Again, it's garbage. Person C. Majority of these are garbage. You agree? Majority of the things. For example, generally speaking, talk on spirituality. Talk on majority of garbage. To be very honest, majority talking spirituality, whether it's Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Jains, whatever, all garbage, blind faith. Majority of garbage. And then you're fed up. Okay, now, there's somebody, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, very scientific mind, he's coming to give her. Oh no, who is he? He is Buddhism. Oh, what is Buddhism? Again, I'm tired. I'm tired. This is how many of the bright people, they shut up. They just close themselves up from the spirituality. Because majority are garbage, to be very honest. So therefore, to meet with the correct teaching of the Nalanda legacy is so rare. So rare. So rare. Believe it or not, unless the other person is someone who's so close to you, that person trusts you, then you say something like, there's another studies in Buddhism, then these people will say interest. Otherwise, if you don't know so well, you talk about, there's another, again, there's another garbage. This is what people get the impression. You getting it? So the thing is that this is where it's very strange. I don't have anything to say more. This is very strange. Amongst the garbage, and of course, Bodhisattva Shantideva, every morning we're reading this. In the garbage, you suddenly see a diamond. How frequent does it happen? Once in a week? In the garbage, you go to the garbage pickers. Once in a week, you find a diamond every week? No. How often does it happen, Lohena? How often does it happen to find a diamond in the garbage? Almost never. You're getting it? If you find it, don't think that tomorrow also I may find it. Don't go there. You're getting it? This is so rare. So meeting with this kind of the great Nalanda teachings is so rare. Sometimes I just wonder, how come that, so initially I took for granted. All these years till I reached age 30, 34, 35, till I finished Geshe Dorji, I took for granted. Okay, this is my birthright. I'm born here, this is my birthright, this is my thing. Then later, when I see many other people who are extremely brilliant, and when we talk about this common sense, for us it's very common sense, very easy. For them, it's alien. They could not think of these things. And then they think very carefully, then I see this is all what we are being spoon-fed by the Nalanda masters. We are being spoon-fed. Number one, spoon-fed by His Holiness. All his experiences just share with the public. All the profound experiences just share with the public. It's just so spoon-fed. You go anywhere, even this one verse, season comes afflictions is nirvana. Even this one verse, the meaning contained there. You go to any Dharma center, Tibetan Buddhism, within Tibetan Buddhism, Sakya, Kagyu, Nyingma, Kilo, within many of the Tibetan Buddhist centers all over the world, they do just puja. There's no the real teachings happening. And then in the Theravada world, in the Chinese tradition, Tibetan Buddhism, and then like meditation, mindfulness, you go there, you will not find even for whole 1 year, you will not find the teaching on one verse, which contained everything. You will not get it. And how I got it? It's not because that is a part of the syllabus, because His Holiness has been teaching this. Every time he gives the teachings, majority of his teachings in those days, he begins with this verse, explains this. So this is how we are so fortunate. We have just accidentally met with this gem of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and another tradition. We met with this gem. Accidental. This is so. And will we meet the same thing ever in the future? Questionable. So therefore, this is so precious teachings. And in fact, there was one psychologist, and he happened to bump into a Buddhist teacher, and this teacher is highly knowledgeable and very, very, very highly realized Dharma practitioner. Geshe Dorji. How many know him? No, heard of him? Anyone who met him? Chanjula. Okay, so now if Chanjula is not, then most likely not. Vichanla, Manla? No? Okay, then most likely not. They're all, younger than me. Okay, so the Geshe Dorji was given teaching, and a psychologist, young psychologist gentleman, happened to bump in his class, and he was talking on this, the benefit that we get from the difficult people, and he said that we have to practice compassion towards the difficult person. And then there's this gentleman, I know him. This gentleman said that first time I heard it, he was telling me, first time I heard it, I thought that, oh, it's a slip of the tongue. Because he's a psychologist. He's a counselor himself. Oh, it's a slip of tongue. He meant to say the practice compassion towards the people of your near and dear ones. And he said difficult people. So it's a slip of tongue. And again he was repeating, and this young man was dead sure it's not a split, it's a desperate. And he thought that this is completely a nonsense, garbage teaching. He thought it. By the way, after teaching, he went to meet it. And the teacher is a brilliant philosopher, logician. He met the and very compassionate. You just meet him, you'll feel his warmth. Then he went to meet the teacher, and he said openly, directly told the teacher, "Sir, I don't agree with what you said to feel compassion towards your difficult people. I don't agree with it." And then teacher said, "Who are you? Where are you from?" And I'm from this. And what are you doing? And I teach psychology. Then the teacher said, "Okay, come to my room for a cup of tea." Then the teacher served him tea. What an honor. From that day, every day after the class, he get 1 hour extra class just for him with this teacher. And later, for him, this teacher is so precious. So the moment he describes this teacher, he would just become so emotional. So this is how his life was changed by this teacher. Okay, so the point, what I'm saying is, it's not that easy. These teachers are so precious. So with this mind, all the beings that we can think of, all the beings that exist in the universe, do you agree with me that they can be classified into 3 groups? 1, near and dear ones, the neutral beings, and the difficult people. You agree? Okay, you cannot think of any person, even though you have not heard about, you have not known, but if there's a person or a being, that must fall under one of these 3 categories. You agree? Near and dear ones, the neutral beings, and difficult people. There are 3 kinds of beings. Okay, good. If you can extend your compassion or feeling of affection to all these 3, this is the meaning of having a universal compassion to all the beings. You agree? Good. Now the next question is, how can we feel this compassion to all these 3 kinds of beings? So what we learned is the mechanism is pretty simple. Only we are able to think of the benefit that we get from these beings, then our mind will feel close. That feeling of closeness is known as the feeling of affection. Feeling close is known as feeling of affection. And this feeling of affection can transpire into different forms like compassion, loving kindness, and joy, and equanimity, and so forth, can manifest in 4 different kinds of the immeasurables. Okay. So with this, the benefit, what kind of benefit we get? This next question. What kind of benefit? Don't close your mind. Don't shut down your mind. Just maintain open mind to listen to what kind of benefit. Benefit, there are 3 kinds. There are 3 kinds of benefit that we depend on, that we rely on, that we depend on. There are 3 kinds of benefits. 1, short-term, small-scale, short-term benefits. Small-scale, short-term benefits. Number two, large-scale, short-term benefits. And number three, long-term, lasting benefit. Long-term, lasting benefit. Okay, let me say this once more. The benefit we can think of, the benefit that we rely on can be threefold. One is small-scale, short-term benefits, large-scale, short-term benefits, and long-term, lasting benefits. Long-term, lasting benefits. Okay, let me quickly explain each one of them. First, small-scale, short-term benefit. Small-scale benefit, we have to think about it. We have to think about, oftentimes we don't think about it, and we end up into unnecessary problems. The small-scale, short-term benefits, for example, like the food, clothing, and then the education fee, the chocolates, whatever that you enjoy for like your parents. They give you education, they give you food, they give you clothing, they give you shelter. So all these small things, they sustain us. And this is given to us by the near and dear ones, like your parents, like brothers, sisters, and so forth. Do you agree? Raise hands. Do you agree? Good. This is one thing. Then the next is the, what is that? Large scale short term benefits. Large scale, by the way, what is short term? What is long term? Short term is like, for example, say the breakfast. Breakfast is short term benefit. Why? Because we have it today, and again we have to depend on tomorrow. You have it one and you get it once and for all. No, you have to repeatedly get it. For example, like the tuition fee that your parents spend on you. Again, parents have to spend every year, and the moment that fee stops, again your education terminates. You stops. So these are the meaning of the short-term benefits. Long-term benefit is a benefit that you get, and you get it for good. That is known as the long-term benefit. Long-term, lasting benefit. So, second one is what is that? Large-scale, the short-term benefit. Okay, how many came by aeroplane? Raise your hands. Aeroplane from a country, or how many used aeroplane in your life? At least you came by aeroplane once in your life. Okay. Tanya, you came by aeroplane? Okay. Whose aeroplane is that? Is it your dad's or your mom's? Is that your dad's aeroplane or your mom's aeroplane? Which aeroplane did you use? Okay. Why not your dad? Doesn't have aeroplane? Why not? Okay, so look, aeroplane is something huge. Okay. And Chris, you came by aeroplane?
Yes.
What is this?
I took many forms of transport.
No. Did you ever use aeroplane? Yes. And which airport was that? Is that your dad's airport or your mom's airport? Neither. You're getting it? Airport, it costs billions of dollars every year. You're getting it? Billions. Your parents cannot afford it. Your parents cannot afford it. You're getting it? Okay. And yet, you use that. You're getting it? And how much did you pay? How many $billion you paid? No. Just a fraction, but 0.00000 something of the $1 billion. This is what I paid, and yet you enjoyed it. Amazing. You're getting it, and so which is better? You own an airport. You can be that rich, or just use public airport. Which is better? Own an airport or own an airplane is better, or the public airplane is better? Okay, many of you will say that public. But actually, if you own the airplane, you'll feel very happy, right? But to be very honest, this is something revolutionizing thought. This is amazing. To own an aeroplane is not easy. Then to own an airport is even more complicated. It involves thousands of staff there. Staff complications can be there. Why many of the companies are shutting down? Why many of the companies are shutting down? For example, in India, Jet Airways shut down, Kingfisher shut down. Then Air India, also run by government, shut down. And then now, what is that? SpiceJet almost shutting down. Shutting down. Why? Because it involves heavy cost. And you don't know whether the turnover is good enough to defray the costs and there's enough profit. This all is a huge responsibility. Whereas we can use the airport, we can use the aeroplane, and those tension headache is gone. Where you have your own airport, you have your own airplane, all the tension is there. And this tension will weaken your immunity. Your weak immunity will make your body weak. And health goes down, life expectancy cut short. And why all this facility? Why all this? So that I'll have more money. With more money, more facilities, more happy, more long life, happy, quality life. Where's quality life? Quality life is damaged. So whereas you can have the same benefit without headache. This is amazing. This is amazing. So that's amazing. Now tell me, how come that you're able to use that with the same benefit? So like you own it without having to take the responsibility, without having to have the headache of the responsibility attached with that. Because there are people who who invested on this. And there's so many people working there, people who are using their brain to see how to sustain this. And who are these people? Do you know them? Do you know them? We don't know them. Yet because of their effectiveness, that we reap the benefit. Whenever I want the aeroplane, you can even change the aeroplane. Right? You can change it at a very low price. Still, you can do, okay, I don't want this aeroplane, I'll use my other aeroplane. You're getting it? Okay. I have all these aeroplanes, Lufthansa, what? I have all the aeroplanes, your choice, and you don't have to even spend like $1 million. But all the aeroplanes are, if you own one aeroplane, you have only one aeroplane. You cannot have other choices. Whereas for you, you have to choose all the aeroplanes. You can choose, this is my aeroplane, which aeroplane I like this time. Right? You can choose that. This amazing thing like this is such a liberation. Such a liberating for you become so rich, richer than the Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I don't think he has 10 aeroplanes. I don't think he has 10 aeroplanes. I don't think he has a full airport. But we have the same benefit of having the hundreds of airports, right? So from that point of view, we are richer than him, and yet we don't have the headache. He has a headache. You're getting it? One time he's with Trump, other time he's away from Trump. What a big problem. Headache. We don't have this headache. It's amazing. You're getting it? This is amazing. Things serious like this itself is such a liberating factor, such a healing factor for us. And do you know these people who make these things easily available for you? We don't know these people. This is known as the neutral beings, and these are the last scale your parents cannot afford. This last scale, but of course short term, but last scale, which are given to you, made accessible to you, the benefit that you get only because of the involvement of the hundreds and thousands of millions of people who are involved with this. In fact, all the customers they're associated with this, the success of the aeroplane companies. The success is because of the customers. And do you know these customers? Millions of customers. Do you know them? We don't know them. These are neutral beings. You think of that, it's an incredibly great thing. Okay, so let's say that the you go to let's say you have to you go for a lunch, and there are two restaurants. One restaurant which is very quiet, peaceful, and another restaurant extremely busy, crowded, chaotic. Which of the two would you go? Which of the two would you go to? Avinash. It's not crowded, so peaceful. And you can ask, I want to have a plate of samosa, right? Cheesecake. And okay, no cheesecake. What? Spaghetti? Pasta? Then rice dal? Something sweet. Indian sweet, like gulab jamun, rasgulla, or just a plate of two rasgullas, and I'll get in a minute, right? Go and come, and very quiet, peaceful. Anyone else? Which of two will you choose? Crowded or the quiet one? And these two are very close by. Huh? Okay, Chelsea would say crowded one. Anna. Crowded one. Gabriel. Oh, that's quite. I thought that you're going to advise everybody to go to the crowded one. You're a doctor. Gabriel is a doctor, medical doctor. I thought that she's going to advise all of us to go to the crowded one. But, okay, she sends all of us to crowded and she will win the quiet place. Okay, Maitre. Crowded one. Okay, Stefan.
Maybe to the quiet one.
Quiet one. Is it to challenge us, or you really think like this? Because maybe, when I say maybe, he's switching, not too sure. He knows that I will go to crowded, but okay. Hey, is Bamala?
Crowded one.
Crowded. Why? Okay, let's say Peter.
It depends. If I trust the food, then the quiet one. If I don't.
No, you are totally alien, a stranger to the place. Okay, thinking that happens when you are not in a situation. When in a situation, you will choose instantly. I know which she's going to choose. At the moment, he has time to think because it's not emergency.
In India, I go to the crowd.
Which country are you from? Switzerland?
Hungry.
Hungary. Okay.
Hungry, I go to the quiet one.
Two places adjacent. Two places adjacent to each other. Adjacent means there's a reason. You getting it? Not like one in the south of Hungary, one in north Hungary. Not like this. It's just adjacent with the distance of like the Gomba and Aramatria statue. Just this distance. There's a crowded here. Why this is crowded? There's reason. You're getting it? There's reason there. There's reason. These people are local people. Crowd, there's reason there. And they also want peaceful place, but they're not going there. There's reason there. You're getting it? And smart people, they go to the crowded, knowing that there's something wrong there. And I have my experience. You're getting it? I have my experience. One day, my friend called me up and he said, Geshe-la, I cannot come to climb all the steps to get to the third floor. Actually, it's fourth floor. I cannot climb that high. Better we will meet, have a meeting, important meeting, in a close by area to cafeteria. So we said we'll choose a place which is a quiet one. You went to a quiet one, not a crowded one. There are very good ones which are a little crowded. We skip that because we're going to have a meeting. You went to the quiet one. And I ordered something with a coffee. It is known as puffed something. Puffed and whatever, bread or something. I ordered that. And then my friend, he ordered just a coffee, I think. So we had a nice meeting. And after the meeting, I had a stomach problem. You're getting it? And the label is puffed bread. It's not puffed, it's flat bread. It came flat. The moment I saw this, something is not right. I felt it. But the moment I saw that, something is not right. It is known as puffed. But it's not puffed, it's flat. Something is not right. But I had it. We had a good meeting. Very quiet. Good meeting. And then after the meeting, I had a stomach problem because of the puffed bread. Unpuffed puffed bread. Why? Because they have to make money. And whatever they have made yesterday, if throw them yesterday, how will they make money? Nobody's coming. How will they make money? At least, right? At least get some money this time. When somebody who wants to have a peaceful meeting comes, we'll give an unpuffed one. So this is how they make money. And then your health issue happens. Okay, so what I'm happening is that how do you know that the other restaurant, overall speaking, that the crowded restaurant is better? Because people are local, and local they know the best locally. So they know that this restaurant, the food is fresh, food is better. It's a little crowded. Crowded should be the ornament, should be the quality. Crowded means that this hotel is so good. It's not crowded means why not? This question. You getting it? So this was the thing. Okay, I don't want to disrupt Pinsipandela. Yes, this one's the chef. Yes, so therefore I'm not talking about your restaurant. Okay, so this is why this. Okay, do you know these people? Do you know these people who made this crowd? Do you know them? You don't know them. They protected you from getting the wrong food. They protected you. This protection given by the neutral beings who you don't know. You're getting it? Okay. And the train ride, which train ride do you prefer? Say crowded train or very peaceful train by yourself? Which will you go? Which will you, Tania? Peaceful one, yes. Next time, let's buy you a ticket for peaceful. Just one whole compartment for you. I'll give you that. Okay. And okay, Joyce.
I choose a crowded train.
Crowded one. Okay, Gendinda.
No. Spontaneous is quiet one.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, Joshua?
In India, I'll take a crowded one.
Okay. Diana?
The peaceful.
Peaceful. Yes, grateful. Okay. Didi? Peaceful, yes. Very good. Okay, very good. Living? Crowded one. Swim? Crowded one. Steve? Peaceful one. Okay, let's see. So those people who prefer the peaceful one, listen. I gave the same teaching and I taught about this train situation, crowded and the peaceful. And immediately after the class, there was one young girl who I know so well, and she came to me and said, Geshe-la, what you said exactly actually happened to me, she said. Her first experience that she got into a crowded train. She thought, in future I will never step into such a crowded train. Instead, I will buy a special ticket for AC train where you have a separate compartment. And the next time she got it, she got the ticket. And to her surprise, it was too quiet, the whole compartment was just for her. Then she started to feel so scared. Anybody can come in this compartment anytime. Train is moving. Anytime you can be robbed, you can be killed, finish. And train is moving and you're done. Anytime. She felt so scared. Whole journey, like 24 hours journey. 24 hours journey. Steve, which country are you from?
US.
US. Okay, US. What is the longest train journey?
Oh, days.
Days you took?
Not in US, in Canada.
In Canada. So say 24 hours she was living every second in fear. Then she thought that next time I will never buy this ticket. And the third time she bought an ordinary ticket. The moment she saw the crowd, she was so happy. Seeing the crowd made her so happy. You getting it? So those people who prefer the peaceful train, buy that ticket. And then next time come to us and teach everybody. Okay, this is where, now look, say that so let's say in some places where there's a crowded marketplace, or very quiet, peaceful marketplace, which is better? And some of you may say marketplace or neighborhood. Neighborhood, you may say that peaceful one. Yes, of course, peaceful one is better, but there are many cases where in the peaceful places, we call it peaceful. And then in some places, security guards are so well. This is one part. Other part is that the security is not so strong, but otherwise it's very peaceful, not crowded. Anybody can come. And then particularly, in fact, I heard oftentimes that they're just in a corner where there's no light, little dark, you're robbed there. Very instantly you're robbed and finished. So these things happen. So if it is crowded, the chances that you're going to be robbed is going to be much less. You agree? Raise hands. It's crowded. So if you see at the airport, if you see, let's say that, how do you identify at the airport? How do you identify that somebody is a VVIP? How do you identify that? Anyone? Igor? Okay, so at the airport, if you see somebody escorted by many security guards, you may think that this is the VVIP. How many agree with this? Yes, this is, generally speaking, this is a fact. Now, so what are the bodyguards for? Gagan? To protect the VVIP, to protect the person. And so you also protected. You're in the crowd, you're protected. Yes, no. You're also protected. In the crowd, who will come to strangle you? Right? So therefore you're protected. Whereas if you are alone, then people can strangle you, kill you, stab you. But in crowd, the chances much less. Even heavily guarded by security guards, still you can be shot. You agree? So it's much more the same for both of us. And you do not have the so-called security guard, but you have the security. Who gave you the security? All the people, the crowd gave you the security. And who is the most security guard, you or the VVIP? VVIP has a maximum, let's say 10, 20 security guards. You have hundreds of security guards. You agree? Hey, you agree? And these security guards, they have to pay. You're not paying even a single money to them. It's for free. And also these security guards, very complicated. Because these security guards, they will also come to loo with you. You understand loo? Restroom? Even in a room, they will come. You have no privacy. But your security guards, they're amazing. You don't have to feed them. You don't have to feed them. And also, that when you want to go to loo, they will give you freedom. They'll not come with you. And when the moment you come out, they're already there for you. It's amazing. And you get the security. And do you know the security guards, your security guards? You don't know them. These are the neutral beings who give you security. It's amazing. Think of every small details. You see that we get so much benefit with everything. Just pick up the pen that you're using. Okay, Carl, tell me. Okay, Joshua, Carl, you tell me, your pen, how much is that, approximately? 10 rupees. 10 rupees in the US dollars is? Anyone who can calculate it? 10 rupees in US dollars. 10 cents. Just believe it or not, your pen, which is just 10 cents. Just 10 cents. If this pen, do you agree with me that this pen, if it existed 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, these will be the pride of the kings and the queens. Do you agree? Raise hands. Because they use the quills. They use the feather, which is so odd. You have to constantly dig in the ink pot. And you have to carry ink pot always with you. These pens you don't have to carry the ink pots. And they write so evenly. And even the kings and queens, they do not have the privilege to use this pen. And if somebody were to make this just for you, it'll cost you minimum $1 billion. Minimum. How? It involves plastics. It involves metal. The plastics come from the petroleum, oil. All refineries are required. All this $1 billion investment is required. And this plastic, the metal, they come from the iron ores. Again, you require all these systems to extract the metal, you require this amount of the road, the factories to make this. One pen would cost you billions of dollars. You agree? Your mother cannot give that to you. And how come that you get this pen so cheap, just 10 cents? How come that you get this pen so cheap, cents? How come? Yes, the Amitji. Because it's a mass production of the pen. Okay, Guy?
Because all the cost of research and development to design the pen has been shared across so many different sites, so many different people.
So many different people, millions of people are using the same pen. That makes the cost so low. You're getting it? Because of them, that you are using this pen, which even the kings and queens did not have the privilege to use a pen. And we have this, look, cute. Look, very cute. Even the kings and queens, they did not have the privilege to use this. What they use? They use the human fans. You're getting it? And human fans are very complicated. I just feed this with a little bit of electricity, charge it. Good, it works. Very evenly. Human fans, they may be a little distracted and it stops. But this one is not distracted as long as you charge it properly. And human fans, they will not judge you. Right? They will not judge you. They will not see what you're doing. Right? They will not check what you're doing. Human things, they're also checking what you're doing. You're getting it very complicated. You don't have the privacy. Yes, Diana? No privacy, right? And yet on the facade, kings and queens, what they prefer this fan or human fan. If there's a choice, for sure they'll go for this. Human fans, they have their own circles. They'll spread the word. King is doing like this, queen is doing like this, son is doing like this. They have this thing, they have that thing. They don't even have the courtesy. And they do this thing, that thing. All these things, they will spread the news. And this will never spread the news. This is amazing. You're getting it? Again, how do you get this? They don't have this privilege of using this. For sure, they will prefer this. And the human fan cannot give rise to the real cooling effect of the AC. And the cost to run the human fan going to be like minimum 1 AC per month. For 12 months, you require minimum 12 AC cost to run this human fan. And they cannot give you just the cooling effect of the fan, not even that fan. 1/10 of this cannot be given. But this gives you the cooling effect. That's amazing. And this is only possible with the millions of people using the same product. You know these people. We don't know these people. So these are new to people. Because of them, and that too generation after generation after generation. It's not what generation effort. One generation effort is the effort of minimum 5-6 generations effort. Slow development. That's how it comes into being. Things like this, we see that, wow, we are so fortunate. And say, the food that we eat, if you think carefully, we see that there are so many hands and millions of hands involved, farmers involved, factories involved, people who carry them are involved. And then the roads are involved. And by building the roads, do you know what's the temperature here in Bodhgaya in the month of May? Do you know that? 45, 46, it hits this. And then still people working to make the road. Make the road, there's no AC hanging in the air. No AC hanging in the air. And where are their children? Their children are not going to the fancy schools. If they have that money, that they shouldn't go to fancy schools, how they will work under scorching situation. They'll not do that. So the children, I remember when I was a small child, age 5, 6, I remember that the parents, they were working, labor work, like on the rock, with rocks, the mud and so forth. Their children, babies, maybe like 1 year old, they were tied, they waist tied with a long scarf, and the scarf down to another small rock, so the baby cannot go around, just be around that place, under the scorching sun, under the dust, and the mother's working there, father's working there. This is how the roads are built. And in the mining, how many people died? You know about this. With this mining, all these metals, they came. And the food that we get, they came on the road, by the trucks. Trucks are made of metals, the plastics, the wood. And each of these people, they have to eat something. Again, the food came from the farmers. Farmers also need these things, like the metals and so forth. They came from the mining. Interconnected, interdependence. It's because of this that we get this bowl full of food. Even that involves so many hands. So, and some of us may think, oh no, yeah, these are true, I know these are true. But I paid. Sign up, I paid for this program. And this is what again, I paid. I'm not getting for free. I paid. See how many you are into a situation where you are trapped in a situation where your money doesn't work. Only the compassion works. Make sense? Yes. Then we'll tell you that, okay, we take for granted that I paid, but the money doesn't work. Money doesn't work. It's not how that your money is working. Your money is working because of the system created. What is that system? System of people. So many people are using the same current, same system. So therefore, you can work with the money. Money works, but it depends on them. If not for them, this money is totally useless. In the olden times, even the kings and queens or the other rich people, when they go out far away, they cannot go with a card, ATM card. They cannot go. They don't have this system. Because system is not there. Although they have the wealth, they don't have a system. So therefore, if they have to really enjoy their life, they have to carry everything. They have to eat whatever in the mules. And today we can just carry one cart, and we think that. So this is where we have to think like this. We have the Buddha nature. Because Buddha nature, we think these thoughts will come, appreciation will come. Whereas if you don't think like this, then listen to this, then we'll stop here. There was a boy who was being led by his father, and on the way there was a cow passing by. And the father said, okay, look, if you don't think, this is the problem. Father told the boy, hey son, the milk that you're drinking every day, this milk comes from this cow. And the boy challenged the father, said that no, it's not true. And the father, yes, of course the father knows that. Yes, the milk that you're drinking is coming from these animals. And the boy said no. And the father asked, if no, then where is it coming from? The boy said, it's coming from the bottle. You understand what he's saying? Because the boy had no information beyond the bottle. Where the bottle comes from, boy has no information. So this way, if we think deeper, then you get the deeper information. Then you will come to appreciate, wow, that's amazing. There are so many things which will give me a sense of rejoicing, a sense of gratitude. Okay, when you feel gratitude, it's pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling? Pleasant feeling, you're getting it? So pleasant feeling that heals your immunity, that strengthens your immunity, your health will recuperate. This pleasant feeling is the one. The real medicine is a pleasant feeling. There are ample of reasons, there are thousands of reasons for us to feel gratitude towards all the beings, near and dear ones, the difficult people, the neutral people. Just think like this, just pick up all these examples, then you'll feel truly, truly great. Every time you feel grateful, you feel that, like the endorphin, or the oxytocin, all these positive, the happy hormones, they start to flow and you feel so happy, lightness will come. This is so precious. So more contemplations. Okay. Tagye tuje shage riso cho shenge meto Dege bonjomban Sege lumbo tabo jebe ko shaye gebo Kela chaselo O Mone Mone Mahamona Yeswaha Om 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 Mahamona Yeswaha Om Mone Mone Mahamona Yeswaha. Okay, we'll come back at 11:45. Three processions together.